Hello, welcome back. Well, no, this is the first video I'm making. Technically not, because I've made videos, but this video will be directed to my friends. Right now, I don't have many friends, but somebody gave me an idea. You know who you are, and most likely you're gonna click on this video because I told you that thank you. You gave me an idea. I told you that I was gonna make this video in this week, and here I am making this video, and I'll send it to you when I'm done. Basically, where do I start? I don't know, but with my videos, I kind of just go for it, because when I stall too much, I struggle to say what I want to say. But the title of this video is a personal video about lust. It's just about lust. So if you don't know what lust means, right? Lust is basically an uncontrollable desire. I mean, it doesn't have to be like, it's not uncontrollable, but right. Again, look, I know I'm kind of stuttering, but that's how in my videos, I'm just like that. And I'm not gonna cut it off because I'm human. This is who I am. This is unedited. This is who I am, and this video might be 20 or 30 minutes long for that reason, but I'm not editing it out, okay? So lust is an intense sexual desire, right? And it could be uncontrollable, but this video, right, I'm not gonna name, like, I'm not gonna say your name, because I'm not making this video just for you. I'm making this video it's a personal video for anybody that has told me that they struggle with this addiction. And when I say addiction, right, it could be like, maybe it's not an addiction per se, right? If you do it every day, yes, that's an addiction. But this applies to anybody that does that self-pleasure act, right? It could be every day, it could be once a month, or once a year. This video applies to everybody, okay? In this category. This is not saying, oh, you do it every day. I don't know, okay? But I know that I'm gonna try my best to help you quit, right? Of course, I can give you as much advice that I can possibly give you, but in the end of the day, it's up to you, right? But I'm gonna play my part to help you out. All right? So, because God is telling me to do that. And right, when it comes to lust, this isn't just about a struggle that, oh, it takes up your time and it's like, I just want to stop doing this. It's not just that. And I learned that now, since recently I've started to live a Christian life, and I've learned that it's not just that. This is more serious than you might think. Okay? And this is why I'm saying this applies to everybody. If you do it every day, or if you do it once every 10 years, this literally applies to everybody. So, right, in God's eyes, this is one of the 7 deadly sins, actually. This is like, with pride and all of that, lust is in there. That's like one of the worst sins. And I'm gonna start with saying that I struggle with this. So I want you to know that you're not alone. Okay? That's the first thing I want to say before I start to get more in depth into the Bible verses and all that. First thing I want to say is that you are not alone. People my age, I'm 18 right now. People my age, most people struggle with this. Like, literally 9 out of 10 have a porn addiction. It's insane. And simply, like, because, dude, if I could have decided to watch those videos right now instead of making this video. Like, that's how easy it is. That's how easy. You can just go on the website. You don't need anything. You don't even have to go on the website. You can just go on Google straight up and find whatever you want. So it's so easy now because, our generation, we're like, one of the first in this whole technology thing. That's why most people are struggling with this. And I did. And I will talk about that right now so that you know what I went through. And you know that you're not alone. And then I'll get into how I quit and all that. So I started, I would say, when I was probably 16. And it ended when I was, or probably end of like 15, 16, 17. Those 3 years, that's when I was very addicted to that content. And how it started, I played a game, right? Genshin. I ended up finding something online, and even if I didn't play that game, right, let's just say, I was gonna find that content either way. It was so simple to just, and being my age, like, we're just curious and we want to know more. And then, well, that content, it entices you and it plays into your desire, the sexual desire, and yeah, then it's so easy to get hooked. It's kind of hard to get out. Okay, depends how many years you've been addicted to this. It gets harder and harder, and not just that. You start off maybe watching softcore of those videos. It gets worse and worse every time. Like, the longer time passes, it gets worse and worse. And that's what happened to me. It was getting worse and worse. And it's because you get so desensitized to that softcore. Now you need hardcore. Now you need this. Now you need that because your, like, basically your dopamine receptor or whatever. Like, it's just like, it's a drug. It's like a drug. If you smoke, the next week you want to smoke more because it doesn't feel the same anymore because you're so used to just smoking that amount. Now you want that high again. Now you're gonna smoke a bit more and more and more, and it gets worse. It's just like that. It's an addiction. It's a sexual addiction that kills you slowly. That's what it is. And I don't care. Like, I'm saying this because I care about. I'm making this video because I care about you. I'm making this video because God, I have to do it. I'm doing it for the glory of God. I have to do everything for His glory, right? That's 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 31. Do everything for His glory. Basically, I'm making this video because I care about you, man. And I might come out harsh, but I'm telling the truth. So, would you rather me be harsh, but I'm telling you the truth? Or would you rather me be, sugar-coated or whatever and just lying to you? Like, just pick one, okay? And I'm not gonna stay here for a whole hour. Well, maybe I might, but I don't know. It's probably be 30 minutes. But I'm doing this for you. Posting this for my friends. They might tell me, and then I know one person right now. You're the one that gave me this idea. You're the first one that's gonna get this video, and I don't know who I might know in the future, but this is all for you. All right, for you, and I'll try my best. Okay. Yeah. So I was addicted to corn, right? For pretty much 3 years. I found it online, and it was just like that. I got hooked. I was just trying to find a profile picture, and then it was a website that had no filter on it, basically. And then I kept going back, and I couldn't stop. I did it every single day. Okay? Sometimes multiple times a day. I couldn't go without it. it literally grabbed me by the neck, it choked me, and it left me like that for those 3 years. And the way I quit was a bit weird. Well, not weird actually. The way I quit was, it was like two parts to it. Like, I quit because I then had a girlfriend, and I realized that this is so wrong. Like, I have a girlfriend and I am doing this thing to someone else. Like, I do not care. Like, I'm just gonna say right now, that is cheating, right? That is cheating. If you are, because that's literally, you're not satisfied with your partner, so you're doing it to someone else. Even though it's in a screen and that other person doesn't know you, you're doing that act. You are committing that lustful act to someone else, right? And then that's why in that time, that was last year, like beginning of last year, something like that. Yeah. So 2024, January, February, like around that time. That's when, so with my girlfriend at that time, she's not my girlfriend anymore. And then yeah, I started to, and then on YouTube I would find like no fap videos, all that. And that also helped me, which, they could be good and bad. They have their pros and cons. But the Bible, that's a different story. So yeah, I quit. Then it helped me quit, realizing, I had a girlfriend, but I still continue to do those lustful acts with, the person I was with before. So it's wrong either way, because first of all, I'm 16, 17. I'm underage at that time, right? I'm not fully mature. And it's because of watching those videos that that desire was like sick, was so strong. So it's like I really wanted to do that with her. It's so sick. It confuses you. And how do I say this? So yeah, then I would do things with her. And then what? I don't know how to say this. Whatever. Whenever I would see her, sometimes we would. And about February this year, we broke up because the relationship, it just wasn't doing well. I wasn't doing well mentally. I could make another video that's personalized for you guys about that, but of course this is more for lust. And I'll try my best to just stay in that topic. But, that was the first part, right? I quit because of my girlfriend. Because my ex-girlfriend, I quit watching those videos that contain other people in it, but I still would, indulge in it with her, basically. And it's wrong. And I'm not married either, There's a Bible verse that's, I don't know if I literally have it here, but look, you become one with that person. Like, you become one flesh with your partner. And it's something serious. This is so spiritual, but okay, let's go back to right now. This is the second part. How the Bible opened my eyes to realizing how dark and how serious God is. Like, how serious this is. Like, how serious of a sin this is. Okay? So, about, February 2025, the beginning of this year, that's when I broke up with my ex. And after that, I felt alone. I didn't really have anybody. Alright, I didn't have friends, nothing. So I felt alone, and then God, that's when I opened my eyes to God. That's when I realized that He was always there. He was always there with me, and I would always ignore Him, and I would say bad things about Him too. And wow, and that's a whole different story, but let's move on. Basically, I started to read the Bible more often, looking up stuff, online or whatever, and like even then, because during that time I was more like, I wasn't looking specifically at the lustful parts of the Bible, like talking about lust, but just naturally I was becoming closer to God, and I knew it was wrong. Let me tell you something else. When I would do that act, right, I felt it was wrong. I would finish, and then I would say to myself, what's wrong with me? Why did I do that? I'm so disgusting. I'm not going to do it again. Those are the things that I would say right after I finished. And then guess what? I would do it again the next day. So I was telling myself these things every single day for 2 years. That I'm disgusting. I shouldn't do it again, but I did it again. And most people say this. This is normal. Honestly, this is normal. If you struggle with this, you also get that feeling. Unless your conscience is just so weak at that point. But, and this is during the time that I wasn't spiritual or religious, like living a Christian life in any way. But I knew it was wrong because I felt it, bro. The Holy Spirit, like this is serious. This act, you're committing a sin against your own, it's not even your own body. Because your body belongs to God. It was paid at a price. Look, I'm gonna give you that Bible verse right now because I'm talking about it. So, yeah, 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 18. That is like the number one Bible verse that I personally, I would think about, because with lust, then I quit, but I kind of still had those thoughts, the thoughts that would appear recently, actually. So then whenever I'm out in public and then it might appear in my head, I would like shove this Bible verse in my brain. Like I would just be like 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 18. And I would just remember, don't commit this act, because this is not just physically, not just literally, doing it. Even with your eyes, you're committing adultery. That's another Bible verse. Okay. But let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 18. Open that Bible and, join me here. I gotta turn to that page because I had it on this one, but I gotta turn it first. So give me a second, all right? I don't pause these videos. It's like a personal, you're right here, we're literally, communicating with each other like a real. Because if you were actually right here, I'm not gonna pause and I freeze, and you know what I mean? Like, this is real. Okay. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 18. Avoid sexual immorality, avoid immorality. Every other sin a person commits is outside the body, but the immoral person sins against his own body. Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God, and that you are not your own? For you have been purchased at a price. Therefore glorify God in your body. That is one of the most straightforward, just think about it. You were purchased at a price. Jesus Christ died on the cross for every single one of us, right? And he gave you this body that you have. The Holy Spirit is within you. And you're committing an act that pleases yourself, but not God. Okay? Just think about that for a second. You can pause the video and just think about it, because I know it's deep, right? This is a deep conversation. I just want you to think about it. It's that serious, okay? So that's why when you finish, you feel guilty. You feel guilty because Dude, literally your soul is telling you this is wrong. What are you doing? You're satisfying the devil instead of God. Because, right, the devil is all about the flesh and the desires of the flesh. God is about the desires of the Holy Spirit, you know, the Holy Spirit, and you have to do everything for Him. Everything needs to be clean, and like, I wish I had a better way of saying this, but this is my way of saying it. I'm just going for this video. But basically, this, I wish I knew what to say, but man, 20 minutes in already. Yeah, I talk a lot, but guess what? I'm doing it for you. If it's another 20 minutes, then okay, I'll stay here. I have time. I made sure, look, I don't work today. I make sure that I'm making this video, like, patient and all of that. But you gotta be patient with me too, because I sometimes get out of topic and stutter a bit. But you're purchased at a price. You're not your own. And it's like it makes sense. You know what I mean? It makes sense. How were we brought into this world? You know what I mean? Why am I here? I have a purpose. You have a purpose. We all have a purpose. We all matter. Okay? And like, simply it's because like God sent you down. Like, He created us. And if God created us, of course we have a purpose, a meaningful purpose. But we really gotta find that. But the only way you can find that is with God. You gotta hold God's hand. God is literally like this. But it's up to you to grab His hand and hold on tight and listen to His advice. Because the whole time, bro, since day one, since before you even existed, He's like this. And He's trying to help you. He's doing everything to help you. Right? Quit this addiction, whatever it is. It doesn't have, this could apply to anything. Like, I was talking about drugs too. This could apply to any type of addiction. Video games, I also had that. He's like this, reaching out His hand to you. But guess what? You're the one that needs to accept that gift of God, of God's grace and mercy. You're the one that has to reach out your hand and grab His. Because not everything is not, He's not just gonna like He can't help you when you don't accept that help. Just like how with somebody, like, you try to help them out and they don't listen, like, they're never gonna change. You know what I mean? It's like nothing's gonna change if you don't accept God's gift of mercy and forgiveness and reconciliation. And that's the problem. That's where you might be stuck at, right? I was stuck at. I kept doing it, right? I felt disgusted, but I went back. But why did I go back? I want you to think that. Why did I go back the next day and did it? Why did I go back the next year and did it? Why? I want you to pause the video and really give yourself time to think about this question. Why did I do it? What am I missing? There's something that's missing in your heart. And it's the reason why you went back into that. And I'll tell you why I went back into it. Because I was missing, I had a hole in my heart. And you know what it is? What it was? God was missing. Like, God is in, He was always in me and He's always in you. But we need to accept His gift. And it's like He has the key, right? He has a key and you got a hole, you got a lock in your heart, basically, right? And He has the key. Only God has the key. I want you to hear this. Only God has the key to unlock your heart and unlock its true meaning and purpose and true feeling and joy in life, right? But only He has the key. But He's asking you, like, please, like, do you accept this? Do you accept me unlocking your heart to freedom? But you keep saying no. You keep turning back. You keep turning your back to Him, right? You keep turning your back to Him. You're like, no, because this Because self-pleasure is better than your glory. That's literally what you're saying. Like, this might be this might seem too far, but this is genuinely real. Like, of course, faith, right, isn't it? Faith, right? The definition of faith is believing without seeing. Believing because you know is right. Believe in God because you know He exists. You know it. You know you don't need proof. It's the opposite of basically science in a way, like, oh, it's all about proof. But no, faith is you gotta believe. And if you don't believe, then yeah, it won't work out. It won't work out. If you don't believe, if you don't accept His gift, it won't work out. And I learned that. And I'm just giving you that advice because I can't keep it to myself. Now it's just, the closer I become to God, the more it hurts to keep these certain things to myself. These things that could help so many people that are struggling, that are my age, that are 90 years old, that are, bro, it could be 11 years old. 11 people have struggled at that age with this addiction. Can you believe that? People as young as 9 can just go on the internet and view these things. And and at times it's just shoved in their faces. That's how it is, just shoved in their faces. Because now, yeah, like, it's just like, oh, wow, this is wonderful. Let me put this ad here that's so sexual and doesn't matter who views it. But because I want clicks, I want money. But it ends up killing you, okay? There's a Bible verse that talks about how sin equals death. Sin, if sin grows to maturity, it will equal death. And I will give that to you. Don't worry. I'm not sure. I forgot. Maybe I forgot the one that it is. I got a couple here of Bible verses, but I'll find it for you and I'll read it how it says it here in the Bible. Romans. We're going to Romans. I'm gonna check this one out. See if it's this one, Romans. Romans chapter 13. You don't have to open it yet because I need to check if this is the one. 13 verse 14. To live and die for Christ. Welcome. No. Sin equals death. James chapter 1. You can skip ahead if you want, because I'm going to keep this on the video. James. Yeah, because I like keeping these things in my video. James. Where is he? I wish I was a bit more prepared. I should have written down the Bible verse. My videos, like I said, I don't prepare myself like that, honestly, because I feel like I do better. I've been doing good so far. You see how I got locked in. Once I get locked in, I can't shut up. But then sometimes I just stop and I forget or whatever. But that's who I am. This is the point. Okay, 348, New Testament. Alright, 348. Because John is short. Very short. Like, you can skip that easily. 14. The Spirit, for just as a body without a spirit is dead, so also faith without works is dead. Wow. Yo, I'm sorry. I literally... Wait, no way is this one. Matthew chapter 5, verse 27. Sin equals death. No. I can't believe this. Watch it be like the last Bible verse. Let's go to James. I can just find it in the front easier. Get there faster. James. No, not James. John. James. 348. Jesus. I found it. Let's go. Right? Yes. It's James chapter 1 verse 14 and 15. It says, "Rather each person is tempted when he is lured and enticed by his own desire. Then desire conceives and brings forth sin. And when sin reaches maturity, it gives birth to death." That is a Bible verse, and just want you to think about that for a second. Just, can pause the video and talk about it with God. You gotta spend that time with the Lord. He is your creator. And if you don't spend time with your own creator, what makes you think that, like, listen, a lot of things just won't work out in your life. Like, I've learned that, and I'm giving you that advice. And you might already know, because, you're probably around my age, or maybe older, maybe younger, but I'll say as much as I can, as long as that means helping you out. If you might not know, if you might know it, okay, I'll say it. Now you know me. Now you know what I think, how I feel about things. So, yeah, the more you commit that act of self-pleasure, the worse and worse it gets. I was talking about that. And the worse and worse it gets, the more powerful that sin is over your life. Right? And it will end up consuming you to the point that it could get so bad that you might literally assault somebody. And I'm not joking. This is all, like, you can find this on YouTube. Like, there's like literally the sign, like, the signs, like, your brain on corn. Like, you can find these videos that, like, is proof already. It's proof, scientific proof, and, like, study in the brain that what it does to you is not good. So that's already proof that you can find. I can put a link in the description, on the comments, whatever. Find some videos that help me. But so that's proof, physical proof, like, in your brain, that it's bad. And then spiritual as well, right? And right, the difference, they're both bad, of course. You're going against God either way, but the difference between the spirit, like, the spirit is supposed to be eternal. It's forever. We live up to 100 years, maybe a little bit more or less. So after that, our body is gone. All right. So you put all this time into satisfying your body, all so that you can die, and then, man, this is sounding harsh, but literally just burn down there. All right. Because you didn't. But of course, I can't say that, because God He's the one. He's the just judge, and He is the one in the end of the day that will make that decision of if you're going to heaven or not. And you gotta know as well that He is all merciful, all forgiving, right? That He can save you. Like, you committed these things, I did too, they were horrible, but He forgave me. Just think about that. He forgave me, and He changed my life around 360. I could have ended up in a whole different, after I broke up with my girlfriend, I could have ended up being more addicted to corn, getting into drugs, running away. Like, I could have done the craziest things, or the worst things imaginable, but He said no, and He saved. But it's because I accepted his gift. I accepted it. If I did not accept it, I would have done those things. And that's what most people now do. Like, they don't accept his gift. And that is the most powerful, the most beautiful, the best thing that you can do in your life. I promise you. Okay? This is serious. Like, you can tell I'm being serious, right? 34 minutes in, 35 minutes in, and I'm still talking about just this topic for you, okay? Because I can't, I don't like, what I went through was horrible. It was horrible. And people, like, go through it worse. People, like I said, younger, like, imagine starting this at 9 years old, and then when you grow up, listen, this all, it affects your brain. I already said that. There's videos out there, and it affects how you view everything, not just women, the opposite gender, or whatever they're attracted to. It distorts, like, so much. Like, you start becoming less social, like, you start to isolate yourself because you feel shameful. You feel disgusted in yourself, dude. In yourself. Imagine that. Imagine living that way, feeling disgusted that you do this. And it's such a horrible way to live. And imagine, like, right, I went through that, and then knowing that other people might be starting off on that path of destruction of their own body that was given to them by God. You belong to God, right? And you matter. You are important. And I can't just keep my mouth shut. If I can help you, that is the best thing I could do. Like, dude, I can't even breathe. Like, no, but I'm really being serious. I don't know how else to say this. I hope you know already. But I was going to say something else. You see, I get so into the topic that I can't, I just keep going. You're starting off that, right? And it will lead to, it doesn't matter what, if you've done it for every day in your life, if you're just starting to do it, it will end all in the same thing. It will all end in death. How it literally says in the Bible, what I read. Again, James chapter 1, verse 14. Says it right there, verse 14 and 15. Sin in maturity will equal death. Will equal not being saved in the end of the day. Like, where all matters. What matters is judgment day. Like, when all of this, like, everything that's happening in the world, man, so much killing, so much stuff. All, like, negative, you know what I mean? But in the end of the day, right, if you do how I think now, right, I would rather suffer right now in this world just so I could go to heaven. And that's how it is. A Christian life isn't easy. It's not easy, and I can tell you that because I'm starting this off just a few months in, and it gets tough. There's always a wall. You surpass one, there's a wall. And no matter what in life, it's always like that. There's a wall, and it keeps going until, you know, that final wall, and it's heaven. That's what matters. Heaven is eternal. This world is not. We will live here for a couple decades, right? And fade away. Like, our body will fade away, but our spirit, of course, we should all have that desire to, like, you know, the afterlife, right? I know that not all of us believe in that, but I have a strong faith. I can feel that this is real, and I know it's real because how it's changed my life, how God changed my life. It's all Him, all glory to Him. If none of this would be possible if I just listen to myself. No, I can't listen to myself because I'm made out of flesh. I'm not perfect. None of us are. If I listen to myself, I won't achieve what really matters. And that's God's mission. I don't think I've made this so like in depth, I guess, because I've made a couple of videos of these, not on this channel, but I've made these videos, and now I feel like I have a desire to make it public. I was gonna make this unlisted, but or maybe I might keep it unlisted. I can make another video, but that is what I believe. That is what I know is real. Because if you listen to God, just close your, listen to Him. Listen to what? Give Him a chance. You will be shocked. Like you will see that, wow, you're right. Like, how do you expect to receive a gift when you don't accept it? See, that's a good... How do you expect to receive a gift when you don't expect it? Pause the video and think about that. I hope you're taking me serious. Yeah, I think you are now. I think you are now. 41 minutes. 42 minutes. I think I'm out of words. I don't know. But, Lord have mercy. I talked about how I stopped. Yeah. I talked about how did I really quit? I trusted God. I listened to Him. I read this and I felt that it was wrong. I knew it was wrong. And even before like becoming a Christian, I was born in a Christian family. So I've always been Christian. I got all the sacraments basically, confirmation, Eucharist, because I was in a Catholic middle school. So I grew up and I took those sacraments. And, but as a kid, I went along with what my family, like I was a kid. I didn't really know any better. And I just went along with what was shown to me, what I grew up in. So I was like, yeah, I believe in God, but that's it. You know what I mean? I didn't know who God was. I didn't put time into Him or anything. But then, all this happened. A lot of stuff happened in my life. And then that's when He opened my eyes and it's like, this is who I am. And this is who I want you to be, And basically, it's like, oh wow, life is just, I don't know, life is crazy. But I was gonna say something. Wait, dude, this guy's name is James. I have like a bookmark. I'm gonna show it. This bookmark right here. Yo, if you somehow, well, no, this video will be unlisted, but this bookmark, I got it in my middle school, dude, like when I was like in 6th grade. I already graduated, like I'm not even in school anymore. And this bookmark was probably like, it's a grade 5 and grade 6. So this person should be in 12th grade now, because I think it was one below me. This person's gonna graduate. God bless you. I don't know where, but I took this. I'm sorry. I just stole from you. Not a long time ago. I don't know. I took that. It says, "Let the children come to me. Do not prevent them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such of these." Mark chapter 10, verse 14. And I literally had the Bible on James, and this kid's name is James. Like, that's, wow. This is God. So I kind of got out of topic. That's what I do in my videos sometimes. But we're talking. This is a discussion. This is a real personal discussion, and I'm enjoying this. I enjoyed making these videos. To help you out. But you know what I want you to learn. Like, I want you to figure out. I want you to pause through in this video if you really, you know, if you're even to this point, 45 minutes. Wow, you are dedicated. And you know, I don't even expect you to watch it all this way. Even though I made it for you, it's fine if you like it, as long as you listen to what I said in the beginning. You know, the most important parts. But I want you to really pause through the video and think to yourself, like, I made this for you. I want you to think, like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing these things? Why am I, you know, the self-pleasure and all that? Why? What am I missing? Like I was saying, I will tell you right now that it's like you're missing the right relationship with God. Like, you might have a relationship with Him, but I'm talking about the real. Gotta learn all about Him, and like, there's so much to learn. I don't know that much, honestly, but I know this. I learned this, and I know this is the right way to live. I haven't done anything that has to do with self-pleasure or with a relationship. I already left that relationship February. I haven't been in a relationship, and I personally don't want to be in a relationship. I had that experience, and I felt way better now. Just putting my life for God, and I want friends and all that. Yes, of course. And God is actually providing that to me, and because I've had patience, and I just thank Him for everything. I thank Him for everything, honestly. It's been wonderful. And I haven't done that for months, like, wow, like over a year, I guess, almost a year that I've been free from completely doing anything like that. But my thoughts, yeah, those lustful thoughts that appear, and it's the devil placing them in your head to get to you. I want you to know that it's not you. It's not that you're disgusting. It's up to you that, right, the evil places that in your head to get to you, but it's up to you to add on to it, to actually listen to it. But if you get that thought, immediately think about God. Immediately think about a Bible verse, like how I did. I would just repeat, like, that Bible verse used to appear in my head. You keep repeating it, and then it will become second nature. You're just like 1 Corinthians, and then think about God, and He has your back. He always has your back. He always has had your back. So, yeah. You know, I'll tell you something, right? You probably know me in person, or will soon, and maybe I'm quiet. I don't talk that much. I might talk a little bit because, you know, it depends. I open up more when I get to know this person. I might open up fast. It all depends, you know, that connection with you and me, right? And you're probably like, wow, he can't shut up. Like, to me, it's like, this is like the balance. Like, my whole life I've been introverted, very, like, not that social. Now I'm becoming social, but, you know, I'm working on it. I'm doing much better than I ever have been, thanks to the Lord. And this, like, I found this type of way to, first of all, express myself, because about a year ago, back in May, last year, I started to make these videos, for myself, right? Not record for myself, because I felt suffocated in, like, I was in that relationship, right? And I just felt so confused. I didn't have anyone else to talk to, and I felt alone. Even though I was in a relationship, I felt alone. And then I couldn't, like, I would express myself on paper, I would write, but I did not Like, I wanted another way. I wanted to get it out of my chest, literally in words, speaking. But I didn't have anybody. And I found that way. I just pressed record and I talked like this, like how I'm doing right now to you. I pressed record and I vented to myself. And it helped me understand how I feel. It helped me get it out of my chest. And I'm making this video. I'm doing all of that, plus helping you, plus doing it for the glory of God. What is better than that? That is what I learned. I just kind of want to say that. That is what I personally how I feel about this, and what I've how I feel about making videos. I'm very passionate about it, and it doesn't matter like how many subscribers or views. Like of course I want people to listen to this. I want to get to as many people as I can, but like that isn't why I'm doing it. Not for views, I'm doing it for the glory of God. And just that gives me the drive to keep making videos nonstop. I've learned that, like, honestly, I'm being serious. That is what God has done in my life. God, that's it. Like, just God. He did all that because I accepted His gift. Now, if you're to this point, God bless you. If you're not to this point, God bless you as well. If you're not even watching this video, God bless you. I love all of you, but never forget that God loves you. He's always loved you. He always has. Since day one, since He created you, He has loved you with all of His heart. He's loved all of us. He died on the cross for all of us. You already know. And you gotta know that He loves you. And are you loving Him back? Think that to yourself as well. Never forget that God is always with you. I always say that before I end my videos. And because I don't think I have anything else to say. I express myself very well. I feel like I think that you can take something that I said out of this video, right? So I don't know. Wow, I don't know what else to say. I can make another video if I want to add on. I could just make a part 2, name it the same, and make a part 2 about it. But this is very in-depth, and I told you about my backstory, basically, and all that. And I think that I have a good feeling that you listen to this, I somewhat helped you. And just knowing that, it makes my day. Just knowing that, that's all I need to know. Like, if I can help you, then that's priceless. That's priceless. In my eyes, that's priceless. Amen.